The fact that we have news today on the news project, a cryptocurrency giant. Last week it was Volton and she is still working on this news, because people still find out about Visa cards, integration, ask how to order this card. Plus we are waiting for a session. We just met today in Cape Town with our American partners in order to prepare as much as possible for the sessions with Volt, Inu AMA, since they are strategic and a lot of people on Twitter are attracted to them, a lot of investors. To make it as high quality as possible, as interesting as possible and as many people as possible gathered, and accordingly it would be very cool to reflect on the schedule of the weekend. And now about another news. As we promised, this project is stuck with us. Everything is going according to the roadmap. And in fact, strategically, this is the same as the integration of Visa cards, that we became an official means of payment last week, caused this very bull run. What about now? Because through news, firstly, now there is this Web 3.0 wallet. This is the official web wallet of a news. It's called Boxing. That is, they have their own direction for each of their projects, too, as a company name. Wallet on the side of VP 3.0. As you know, Web 3.0 is now investing in the whales of the market and Champ, Binance Labs, and the same Binance and Binance Labs are actively investing in the internet. They are represented on the stock exchange, they are represented on the OX side, a lot of companies collaborate with them, because in the next bull market there is such an opinion of analysts that they will compete directly with Solana. Sala is already leaving after the X scandals and collapse and they will put that's how the avalanche competitor in Solana is them. And now they are fully integrating Nusa Westa into their ecosystem, and in fact they have chosen only 2 projects, even if you look at their Twitter, the new ones are Wednesday and Peppa. Well, Peppa, it's all clear why they were chosen. There is now a very strong hype and whens, like a hype, which is possible in the future when the series starts, when this huge hype starts on social networks, on Twitter, in Reddit. They believe in it just like Volton and, accordingly, integrated into us, create a multi-chain. So I will say that creating a multi-chain through developer firms, for example, large American ones, costs just crazy money. Only the top cryptocurrencies allow themselves a multi-chain, so that you can trade on different ADXs, different blockchains. There is Uniswap, Trader Joe Avalanche, many others there are Moki chain. And in order for all cryptocurrency wallets to be represented. Because when you have one blockchain, for example, Binance, you can develop only in this ecosystem. But when there are a lot of them, respectively, you can develop yourself and receive grants from these ecosystems, because now those that have the poop. They have a lot of money, they have a huge top 10 exchange, they have their own blockchain, a cupcake chain, we also make bridges for them through the NUS. And accordingly, they want to see promising currents that they can shoot at, generate a huge audience, especially to shoot at the next bull market. And such movements, as Peppa is now showing, are a clear signal that the bull market is coming soon. Well, they're, respectively, as we know, holding Bitcoin soon. And, accordingly, projects like Cocos, they are looking for projects like Wesley, in principle, like Wens, like Peppa, so that they then subsequently generate a huge audience for them. And they are ready to allocate a leaf on the stock exchange and allocate huge grants, which is very important for the project. And in order to go even higher, because whale support is serious stuff. But the whale support, when they see that the token is not just some kind of shield, they see that it is a payment system, that it has a lot of products, that they have a lot of people. Because there are projects that create all the products themselves from scratch. It would seem that everything is great, they do it with investors' money, and then they go bankrupt. Because yes, they made a product, but how would anyone need it? And here, when integration takes place, integration is more difficult, because for this it is necessary that the analytical department of analysts experts of this cryptocurrency, this company chose this particular token, because here, of course, it's not about money, these people have a lot of money, they are interested in the prospects of this token, this cryptocurrency. And now Wes is showing his promise. Therefore, here, too, we can note a very rapid, powerful development of the VSD, very strong. The fact that it is supported by the giants of the market. And we did not first cooperate with small companies, with these small startups, we immediately became footsteps. Accordingly, when, there is such training material that if you communicate with people who are higher than you, who are richer, who have more experience, they begin to pull you up to their level. The same thing happens when we are talking right now, making friends, cooperating with the top of the market, which is in the top 300, in the top 500 and above, respectively, they are pulling Vance to this level. Therefore, we are attracting more and more people and more interest from all over the world. And here, of course, we have a strategy for infopods in order for the Vance to rattle before the release of the series on the crypto market, to make such a similar partnership every week. Because we still have a lot of cool companies in stock, including I can even now name MDS, SafeMoon and those that I am currently holding as an insider, but they will also be very, very cool. And, of course, what we say as a project, it is always carried out. This is also very important, because they often say, we're sawing the game, waiting for the game, and then the project dies without even waiting for this game. We do everything at once, everything quickly, and very, most importantly, strategically competently, so that for the UES token, you can even say for the UE's cryptocurrency. This was a success in the long term, not only in the short term. Some news, for example, as a listing on the stock exchange. When listing on the stock exchange takes place there, for example, Martel Bank is a short-term success, there is a week of growth, everything, then I will give. But we are doing so that now the foundation of the project is being strengthened as much as possible, and not only in the short term, but also in the long term also worked for the project. Therefore, all these news collaborations that have already been made, they affect the price not only in the short term, but in the short term we will already highlight how the same integration with Visa cards affected him on the coin, but also in the long term. That is, for example, the weekly news a week ago that you can now buy tokens using Apple Pay, Google Pay, bank cards. In the long run, this is still a huge influx of fans of the series, because they do not know how to buy a BNB, how to use a pancake, they want to pay everything there in one click through Apple Pay, and they will have this opportunity. That is, they can already do this with Vents, and, accordingly, we will be able to generate very large traffic. The same nulls. There is just a TI wallet, a person without searching there for a smart contract immediately opens in the form of events, can easily exchange without any slip-ups, smart contracts, and so on, search. That is, everything is very simple, everything is very fast, decentralized and interesting. Plus, what is very important. As you can see, the project has diamonds in the development team, there is no other way to say. People who are able to display tokens in the trends of Twitter, Reddit, Weibo and chat. These are popular Chinese social networks. If we make, for example, $1 million turnover once again, and we do this, then we can get into the top 10 of the piece market cap. And not that we can, but we will get there, because we know how to do it. And, accordingly, we decided to make such a new format, since our communities are already expanding very much, and a week ago we showed a clear case of how to go higher.
Неделю назад показали четкий кейс, как можно сделать, чтобы пойти выше.
And
А
going
идти
higher
выше
is actually
это
good,
на самом
because
деле
immediately
хорошо,
even more
потому
people,
что
even
сразу
more
же
holders
еще
join.
больше людей, еще больше холдеров присоединяется.
Last
На
week,
прошлой
of
неделе,
course, when
конечно,
we
когда
broke
мы
through the
провели
ATX
арбитраж
and went
и шли
higher,
выше, выше,
higher,
выше, были во
higher,
всех
were in
трендах,
all
ну,
trends,
соответственно, к
well,
нам зашло
accordingly,
было
about 4,500
4,500
people came
человек.
to us.
А
And
если
if
еще
you also
посчитать, кто
count how
предлагал
much
и
you
сколько
sold and how
купило,
much you bought, then there are
там вообще
generally
около
about
8 000.
8,000.
Поэтому
Therefore,
это
these are
тоже
also
очень
very
знаковые
significant
события.
events,
И
and I
я
believe that
считаю,
we
что
can give an
мы
impulse to the
всем
coin to all
комьюнити,
the
всей командой
community, the whole
инфлюенсеров
team of influencers
можем
on good
давать
news,
импульс
there on Wednesday to give an impulse to
монете.
coins.
На хороших новостях, там в среду, давать импульс монеты. И
If
если
today there
сегодня
is a very good momentum,
пойдет очень
then
хороший
tomorrow we
импульс,
will be in the
то
Twitter
завтра мы
trends
будем
and
в
the day
трендах
after
бита,
tomorrow we will be in the
и
edit trends.
послезавтра мы будем в трендах Reddit.
And
А
after the day
послезавтра
after
мы будем
tomorrow we will
в
be in the
трендах
Cohen Market
CoinMarketCap
Cap top
топ-10.
10 trends.
Это
This is
тоже очень
also very
важно.
important. In
Параллельно,
parallel,
конечно
of
же, мы будем
course,
в трендах
we will be in the
Bitcoin,
trends of
и,
Dectus and
соответственно,
accordingly
пойдем
we will go to do the
делать вот
same movement so a
такое
week
же
ago.
движение, как на неделю назад.
And
К
join
нам
us, well,
присоединиться,
I think
ну,
if
я
we
думаю,
still
если
go
мы
to the
еще хоть
top
10
10 Cohen
CoinMarketCap
Market
возьмем,
Cap, then
то к нам может
10,000 new
легко
holders can
присоединиться
easily join us.
10 тысяч новых холдеров.
And
И
this
это будет,
will, of
конечно,
course,
очень
be
сильно
very
показательно
significant for the
для
market with
рынка.
such partnerships and community
С такими
plans.
еще, к
I
тому же,
think whales will
партнерскими
start
планами
joining us very
комьюнити.
soon.
Я думаю, очень скоро к нам начнут присоединяться уже и киты.
Plus,
Плюс
I also remind you that
также
Volton
напомню,
cooperates
что
with
по
500,
Итину
well, they have
сотрудничали
about
с
500 top
500,
media.
ну вот, у них около 500 топовых СМИ.
They
Они
gave these
еще
media
в
press
пятницу
releases on the
раздали
integration of Visa cards on
эксклюзивные
Friday,
визы
and,
по
accordingly, they
интеграции
will begin to be
европейских
released this
виза-карт.
week.
И, соответственно, уже на этой неделе они начнут выходить.
From
Из
the top
топ-СМИ
media,
это
this is Bloomberg,
Bloomberg,
this
это
is
Yahoo
Yahoo
Finance,
Finance,
это
this is
NASDAQ.
NASDAQ.
И,
And, of
конечно,
course, when the news starts to
когда
come
начнут
out,
выходить
then
эти
we will also
новости,
be
то
trending
мы
wherever
еще и будем в
possible.
трендах
Weber,
везде,
Twitter,
где только
Edit,
можно.
Cohen
Weber,
Market
Twitter,
Cap.
Reddit, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko.
I
Я
think that
думаю,
we
что
can make
мы
such a
можем
powerful step
сделать
forward
такой
that we will
мощный
be a
шаг
real
вперед,
competition for Peppa, a
что
real competition for
составлять
Shiba.
реальную конкуренцию Пеппа, реальную конкуренцию Шиба.
There
Есть
are a huge
огромное
number of
количество
people who
людей,
know about
которые
Peppa,
знают про
but did
Пеппу,
not go
но не
there.
зашли
Now it
туда.
makes no
И
sense for them
сейчас им
to enter.
заходить нет
This
смысла.
coin
Эта
is
монета
already
уже в
on the
Binance,
Binance. It
их
is
там уже
already being
дампят,
dumped there.
это уже
It is no
неинтересно.
longer
Но
interesting.
помните,
But do you
как
remember
взлетела
how
Шиба?
Shiba took off?
Шиба
Shiba took
взлетела
off
не
on the
то,
fact that everyone saw
что
the growth shown by
все
logic
увидели,
because
какой
of
рост
Elon
показал
Musk,
биткоин
his colors,
из-за Илона
and thought
Маска,
that we
и
also
вот
want it that way, we
все
also want
подумали,
it that
что мы
way.
тоже так хотим, нам тоже так хочется. И,
And,
соответственно,
accordingly,
комьюнити
the
стало
community
толкать
began
свои
to push
выгоды.
the coin up.
Тоже
Also
интересные
interesting news,
новости, хайп.
hype. And
И те,
those who
кто
did
не
not enter the
зашел в
Great Dane,
итоге,
they began
они
to
стали
enter the
заходить
Shiba,
в
but only
Шибу.
there
Но
were,
только
well,
людей это было,
probably 100
ну,
times more people
наверное,
in
в раз
fact than
100
in the
больше на
Great
самом
Dane.
деле, чем в Доге. Поэтому
Therefore, there
памп
was a
там был,
pump
и
there and the
рост
growth is
гораздо
much higher
выше, на
in
самом
fact
деле,
than
чем в
in
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. And even
Даже при
without the
поддержке
support of
Илона Маска.
Elon
Даже
Musk,
Илон Маск ни
because
разу не
Elon Musk
твитнул
never
про
tweeted,
Шибу,
not
ни
about
про
Baby
Baby
Dosh,
Doge,
but the
но
coins did it so that they
монеты
gathered
делают
all the
так,
audience
что
that would like to make
они
money on the
собрали
pump of
всю ту
Dogecoin,
аудиторию,
well,
которая
accordingly, missed
хотела бы
it.
заработать на пампе Dogecoin, но, соответственно, его пропустили.
This is a normal
Это
thing,
нормальное дело,
because
потому
this
что
is
это
Igor
Игорь Китов. Мы
Kitov.
не
We
можем
can't
зайти
go
туда,
there, as we don't know, because the
не знаем,
questionnaires will
потому
think
что
about what
что
kind of
смогут купить за
token they are
доллар,
about a
какой
diaper,
токен
but
его
we can go
запампят,
into a good
но мы
asset
можем
that can do a
зайти
lot and,
в актив
accordingly,
хороший,
become also
который
in the top of the
может
market.
очень многое делать и, соответственно, стать тоже в топе рынка.
And the
Те же
same
киты,
whales, they
они
will
так же,
join
как и
very
в Шибе,
quickly,
когда-то
just like in Shiba,
присоединятся
because if
очень
whales
быстро,
see
потому что
trends,
киты
and
видят
whales track
тренды,
them on
а
the
киты их
market, they will
отслеживают.
also join very
Они
easily.
также и Coinz очень легко присоединятся. Уже
Already now
сейчас у
we
нас
have such
такие
proposals for
предложения по
partnerships that the
партнерствам,
interests of whales
что
in relation to
тут четко прослеживается интерес китов по отношению к Coinz.